was never really good playing role of the puppet. Too busy being me, to be concerned with perception of the public. Everyone is buzzing, but everybody ain't thinking about a budget. I want ownership in something. Niggas get
It kind of, how can I say? I never saw that coming, but I kind of didn't understand why I had to pick a side, and I'm just doing my work. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, Max called me like, we got this going on, and I'm like, hold up, that's my homie. You cannot be for real. And then basically we had a conversation, me and Jim. Like he made me pick a side, but at the time it was more like survivor of the fittest. It was a time in my life where I had to make some shit happen. So I let the business guide me, and my business took me to down. So who's out? Listen, I'm not trying to go over there. Let him do what he do.
Right. Everything is probably, on 100 right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but for those who may not know, can you give them a rundown of who you are, who you work with? You know what I mean? So they can know exactly who DJ Lazy K is.
Okay, first of all, for those who be calling me bro, Lady DJ Lazy K, the mixtape queen. And I go back to the days when we started with Wu-Tang Clan, Jay-Z. Shout outs to the whole Rockefeller over there. They give me a platform to run the streets with our music, make state property happen, you know what I mean? Dipset was like one of my majors too, you know what I mean? So that's how the whole thing kind of started. And then, messing around on one of them Jim Jones videos, he invited me, showed me some love. Shouts to Joel's camera, the whole era. I was heavy with the mixtapes. He was like, yo, come get in this video. Baby girl. If I would have dick say her, I was in that video like real quick, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, it's like, what's going on in that men's bathroom? It's like a whole bunch of dudes in there, like just, I'm like, hold on. And there was Max B in the men's bathroom. And I'm like, hold on, I'm the mixtape queen. I gotta get it there. I gotta get those bars. You know what I mean? I gotta be right here. So that's how I met him. Spitting them bars.
So what
kind of got in the men's bathroom, but don't tell me
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah,
I'll be there all day with that. But it was work. People work.
Listen, I understand you're from a different era where, for those who may not know, she a real DJ. We ain't talking about people, we're in the industry now, people got DJ attached to their name. They ain't never touched no turntables. But you, on the other hand,
nah, man, I ain't up at some money. Like, come on, bring me some cash. We battled on the 1200s. Like, I'm ready. Like, come on now.
Official, you know what I mean? Verified. So, when you initially met Max, did you see what everyone seen initially when you met him?
I just, me and him, like, late, like, we just automatically, he looking at me like, who is this lady walking in the, you know what I'm saying? Like, he saw my hunger for the music. Like, he saw that lightning in my eyes. Like, I'm ready to put your shit out. Like, come on now. So, all that, around that time, everything was cool. Me and Jim, I put a lot of Jim music out and everything. Like, that was my friend. That's my friend still. But I don't know how he feel about me after this whole thing. But yeah, like, I was just putting work for everybody. Like, I don't discriminate. I know what it is to be a lady DJ, and if people don't respect you like it is. But that's the reason probably why you did know I was a lady DJ, because I didn't want to get put on that category. I just wanted to be recognized for how to do well.
Right. I mean, during the time when,
how can I say? I never saw that coming, but I kind of didn't understand why I had to pick a side, and I'm just doing my work. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, Max was in San Diego, and he was already kind of like, we just dropped the first $1 Million Baby, and it was already going ham in the hood. Like, it was like people was buying them CDs. Like, what's up? They said, can you bring me some more? Run it up. So I was over there like doing me, and all of a sudden, Max called me like, we got this going on. And I'm like, hold up, that's my homie. You cannot be for real. And then basically we had a conversation, me and Jim. Like, he made me pick a side, But at the time, it was more like survivor of the fittest. It was a time in my life where I had to make some shit happen, you know? So I let the business guide me. And my business took me to where Max was at. So with that being said, they told me that not to worry, that they got my back. And around that time, it was none of these people that you see right now. So I had to kind of like get my cojones and go out there in the world, like maybe something's gonna happen to me, you know? But nobody had the cojones. I did.
All right, man. That was DJ Lazy K, man, speaking on Max B and Jim Jones, their situation, everything that led to her historic run with Max B, starting with that $1 Million Baby mixtape, and her basically kicking down doors in the game for female DJs. And she stated that it seems as if Jim forced her to choose sides, right? You got to pick, you got to choose. And my whole thing is, if Max was your artist, why did you fight so hard, right? When there's a disagreement, there's a discrepancy, things are going on when it comes to publishing, the way that the deal is structured, sitting back and helping somebody write songs. And basically, it's kind of like you starved your artist and they caught an attitude when your artist decided that they were going to fight back, no matter what the situation was, right? So there's that. There's also the fact that the bail situation and what happened with the money or the amount of money that Jim put up, and what Max had to give up to get that. If he was basically signing over his publishing to get bailed out, that's your artist. It's an investment, right? So it could have been there, hey, listen, for 5 years I'm gonna grab his publishing, but he kind of screwed the man. So I just think that was foul, right? But like you said, he was taught the business that way, and he basically was learning from himself being screwed up, which I don't agree with those methods, man. If you know better, you should do better, right? But even with the Lazy K situation, she stated how she worked with multiple, like, Rockefeller artists, Dipset artists. Like, she was up and down NYC working with people, hosting mixtapes, and just going on her own historic run. And she's happy that Max is home just like anybody else. So with that being said, it's like, man, look, everybody is excited that this gentleman is home. He's out and about. It's not like, oh, he's not taking time. It sounds like, they say when a lot of guys go to prison, you don't have nothing to do in there but think. So I watched Terrence Gangster Williams talk one time, and you watch a lot of former inmates and felons talk, or convicts, and they'll say, hey, listen, what I'm gonna do when I get out, I'm not trying to come back in here. Listen, this the plan. It's that sometimes you don't have the resources. Well, Max is one of those individuals that clearly has the backing, the resources, people that's gonna make sure he's not gonna end up back in there. So he just got to do his part, come home, work. So we've seen him out and about doing this thing. He's already performed. He's spending, the bread at the Gucci store. He's living it up. He's basically enjoying his time home, right? Because once you give all that time to the state, the government, whatever entity that has you, whatever entity you fought your case with, right? And they give you that time, there's no way to make up for lost time, right? So, and with that being the case, and you're not able to make back lost time, and you're gonna come home excited, right? You will come home and just start to enjoy yourself, because it was days in there that you was like, especially when you facing something like 75, 55, 100 years, and you in your 20s. your late 20s, your early 30s, and possibly close to your 40s, when you spend that much time away, when you come back, I got a plan. I know what I want to do. I know where I'm going. Boom, get in the studio. We seen him in the studio already, so he's not shitting on the pot, basically. So at the end of the day, man, Yo gonna do his thing, and people are coming out. They're doing interviews. They're speaking out. They're explaining what it was like. And just like she said, she still was friends with Jim. She didn't harbor any bad feelings, but it's Jim with the problem, right? Because she chose to, career wise and making her own decision and business wise, to go work with Max. And they went on that run, and it seems to have made Jim Jones mad. I just don't understand it, right? Because if you have an issue with someone, that don't mean you have issues with everyone, right? So you're basically forcing these people to pick and choose sides, and that's not fair for mutual parties involved. Like, when two people are cool, everybody around them cool, and everybody all working together, linked up, two of those people fall out, one of those people is always going to expect somebody else to choose and pick a side, right? Which is unfair to those individuals, because like, if I got a problem with somebody, I'm never making the people around me have a problem with that person. Y'all still got to deal with that person. I just like being separated from a club, right? You go in, or you leave your job, start another job, or you go start your own company. You don't expect all of the people that you work with, worked for, worked under you, worked over top of you, that you have good relationships with, to say, hey, we're going, and I don't want y'all to go work for these people. I want y'all to quit right now. Y'all gotta come work for me, just don't work for them. It's impossible, because some people have a level of seniority built, raises built. They might have been grandfathered into a company or whatever have you, or been around or been dealing with somebody for a long time, right? And have relationships outside of the relationship with those people, outside of the relationship that they have with you, and you want them to forego all that and kill all that just so you feel better, right? I never agree with people having to choose sides, man. You can still have respect and admiration. You still want to see people win, even though y'all don't agree or y'all have certain problems, right? So the same energy that I said that Jim took before, when I said that, hey, Jim, he said that while Max was locked up, he wouldn't, kick him, man, while he down. That's the same energy you need to just have now, man. Hey, he gave his time back. We ain't got to rock with each other, but come on, man. It just seems like it's some hate. It's some hate there. It's some jealousy or something else. It's something else. It's deeper than just, oh, we had a little beef back and forth over this publishing deal went sour. That happens all of the time, man. That happens all the time. It just seems childish behavior, man. And to expect that woman and that DJ who's working and has to work in a field in an industry dominated by men, where you might not get your shot, right? You're expecting her to play your game and play ball, and at the end of the day, she gotta still sustain. Like, she wasn't even trying to show her face in the beginning, because it's like, I don't want them to think I'm a woman. So you hear, oh, DJ Lazy K, you're not thinking, hey, oh, that's a woman. You ain't find that out till later. But at the end of the day, how can you be upset for somebody making the best decision? How can you expect for somebody that's making the best decision for their well-being in their career to not make it because of your feelings? Prime example, right? Electra blew the bag after over Cam. What did Cam do? Linked up with Dame, got Rockefeller, boom, changed the situation, right? Put Jim on, right? The Rockefeller split and stuff started happening. It was internal turmoil and things like that. What did Jim do? Boom, we'll go ahead, branch off, start this bird gang ish with Kosh, right? So to be upset with Max for wanting his publishing, branching off, y'all, I ain't rocking with him no more, doing his thing, and then to be upset with this young lady for making the decision to, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and still do business. I don't got a problem. You know what I'm saying? You do. And you forcing these people to take sides. Like the same opportunity you were awarded and afforded, you should do on others. And that's just me, right? So shout out to Forgotten Kings TV and Sensei Rip for interviewing DJ Lazy K, you know, and I had to tap in because I seen what was going on. I was like, oh yeah, that's dope. You know, an individual who was kind of like not on the inside of the label and things like that, but on the outside, kind of just being neutral and being a part of all those individuals' career and being able to speak and say, hey, listen, this is how this went. This is, you know, that was dope. So shout out to everybody, you know, peace.